Sit down with me for a moment. Let me talk to you as a doctor who has spent decades not just studying the human body, but also observing the spirit that animates it. I have had the privilege of walking beside men who thought their prime had long passed, only to watch them radiate a quiet power that drew people in, sometimes without even realizing it themselves. Today I want to tell you about 7 clear signs that you are still a deeply attractive older man, even if you do not see it when you look in the mirror each morning. And yes, this also connects to age gap relationships, where younger women or partners find themselves irresistibly drawn to someone seasoned and wise. You may be surprised by how much science backs this up. First, if you can still laugh, really laugh from the belly, then you are attractive beyond measure. Laughter is more than a fleeting sound. It is a sign that you still have a zest for life and an openness to joy. A study published in the journal Evolution in Human Behavior found that humor is a major factor in attractiveness, regardless of age. Laughter signals emotional intelligence and the ability to handle life's challenges with grace. Younger partners are often magnetized by older men who can laugh easily because it suggests resilience and a sense of fun that can balance out the seriousness of life. When you chuckle at your own mistakes or share a joke without shame, you become a beacon of warmth. You embody a kind of lightness that many people, especially those in younger generations, crave. Second, if you still listen, truly listen, to what someone is saying rather than just waiting to reply, then you are more attractive than you know. In a world drowning in noise, being heard is one of the deepest human needs. Many studies, including one from the University of Southern California, have shown that active listening increases feelings of connection and trust, essential ingredients for attraction. When a younger person feels seen and valued by you, they do not just notice your salt and pepper hair or your weathered hands. They sense your presence and your spirit. You become a sanctuary in a world full of shallow distractions. This power to listen is a quiet, magnetic trait that many older men develop with age, almost like a fine wine-gathering depth. Third, if you continue to move, whether that is through walking, dancing, gardening, or even gentle stretching, you radiate vitality that speaks louder than any wrinkle or gray hair. A 2017 study in the Journals of Gerontology found that physical activity is strongly linked to perceived attractiveness in older adults. Movement signals life. It says, I am still here. I still engage with the world. Your willingness to keep moving tells others, especially younger people, that you are not stuck in the past but are alive in the present moment. You do not have to run marathons or bench press heavy weights. Simply showing that you can move and enjoy your body in whatever form it takes is a profound signal of strength and attractiveness. Fourth, if you can still share your story without bitterness, you possess an irresistible charm. Many older men carry scars. We all do. But if you can talk about your past loves, losses, triumphs, and failures with a sense of peace rather than regret, you become deeply magnetic. Younger partners often look for wisdom. A study from the University of Michigan suggests that people are drawn to older individuals who exhibit a balanced perspective on life, one that integrates both joy and sorrow. When you share your stories with humility and a touch of humor, you show that you are not defined by any single chapter. Instead, you reveal yourself as a whole book, rich with experience and insight. This depth is something no amount of youthful energy can replace. Fifth, if you can still express desire, not just sexual, but the desire for life, new experiences, good food, deep conversations, then you are very much attractive. Desire is a sign that your spirit is still hungry. A study in psychology and aging confirmed that older adults who express ongoing curiosity and desire for new experiences are rated as more attractive and more engaging by younger observers. If you still find yourself curious about new music, travel, or even trying a new recipe, you radiate an energy that is contagious. Desire for life is not about chasing youth, but embracing the richness of each moment. And make no mistake, this is deeply attractive, especially to someone younger who seeks not just a partner, but a guide into the fullness of life. Sixth, if you still care for yourself, not in a vain way, but as a gentle act of respect for your own body and mind, you are showing a sign of lasting attractiveness. Self-care suggests that you value your life enough to maintain it. A study from the American Psychological Association found that self-care behaviors, like grooming, dressing well, or staying mentally sharp, are closely associated with perceived vitality and attractiveness in older adults. When a younger partner sees you taking care of yourself, they sense that you will also be capable of caring for them. You do not have to be a fashion icon or have a perfect physique. Simple acts like keeping your nails clean, wearing clothes that make you feel good, and tending to your mental health speak volumes. Seventh, if you can still offer steady support, whether emotional, practical, or spiritual, then you are a rock in a sea of uncertainty. Younger people today face a barrage of pressures and shifting expectations. When they encounter an older man who offers calmness and reliability, it is like finding a lighthouse in a storm. Research published in the journal Personal Relationships shows that emotional stability is a major predictor of partner satisfaction, regardless of age difference. Your ability to stand steady in crisis, to offer a strong hand when the waves get rough, is a rare and precious quality. You become more than just an attractive man. You become a safe harbor, and that is more seductive than any chiseled jawline or tight skin. When you put all these 7 signs together, they reveal a man who is not trying to be young, but who embodies a kind of timeless magnetism. You see, real attractiveness is not about the absence of wrinkles or the number of birthdays you have celebrated. It is about the presence of spirit, humor, wisdom, desire, and grace. It is about showing up fully each day, regardless of what the calendar says. Many older men do not recognize these signs because they have been conditioned to believe that attractiveness is only skin deep. But studies over and over again prove otherwise. The University of Vienna found that older men who express vitality and confidence are often perceived as more sexually and emotionally attractive than younger men who rely solely on looks. And now, about age gap relationships. There is no denying that society often casts a skeptical eye on relationships where there is a significant age difference. But let me tell you something from my years of observation. Many younger women or partners are drawn to older men not because of some shallow fantasy, but because they crave depth. They are drawn to men who have learned to laugh after loss, to listen after long silences, to move despite aches, to share without regret, to desire without shame, to care without pretense, and to support without wavering. You embody a kind of mature love that is hard to find among younger peers still finding their way. Some people might say, oh, she is only with him for security or stability. But I have seen with my own eyes how genuine these connections can be when built on the foundation of these 7 signs. When you embody these qualities, you do not need to chase youth. Youth will come to you, drawn by your warmth and strength. It is not about playing games or learning new tricks. It is about standing firm in your truth and letting your natural light shine. So if you can still laugh freely, listen deeply, move joyfully, share your story without bitterness, express desire for life, care for yourself tenderly, and offer unwavering support, then you, my friend, are an attractive older man, even if you do not realize it. You might look at your reflection and only see the gray hair or the lines around your eyes. But let me tell you, those lines are maps of a life well lived. They tell the story of storms weathered, sunsets watched, kisses given, and tears shed. They are not marks of decay, but medals of honor. When you step into a room, do not shrink. Do not hide your age or your experiences. Wear them proudly as evidence of your journey. When you talk to someone younger, do not assume they cannot possibly be interested in someone your age. Trust that your authenticity, your calm confidence, and your unwavering spirit can be more magnetic than you ever imagined. Remember, attraction is not a sprint. It is not about flashy gestures or youthful bravado. It is a slow dance, a steady flame, a quiet presence that says, I have lived, I have learned, and I am here with open arms. And if you recognize even just a few of these signs in yourself, it means that your spirit is still radiant. It means that your story is far from over, and that your ability to inspire, attract, and love remains as powerful as ever. So, take a deep breath, stand a little taller, laugh a little louder, Move a little more freely, listen a little more intently, share a little more bravely, desire a little more openly, care for yourself a little more lovingly, and above all, continue to offer your steady support to those lucky enough to share this chapter of life with you. You are not just an older man. You are a lighthouse, a beacon, a treasure. And the world, yes, even the younger ones, can see it shining from miles away, even when you cannot. Why do younger women often feel deeply drawn to older men who show these qualities? Sit down with me for a moment. Let me share something with you that I have seen unfold time and again in my long years as a doctor and a quiet observer of human nature. There is this question that so many older men ask in hushed tones, as if they are ashamed to even wonder about it. Why do younger women often feel deeply drawn to older men who carry certain qualities? The truth is that this pull is not just some random spark or a fleeting whim. It is a deeply rooted phenomenon that has been studied, documented, and felt across generations and cultures. When an older man lives with authenticity, humor, steadiness, and genuine care, he possesses a quiet magnetism that younger women find almost impossible to resist. You see, life teaches us that we are always searching for what we lack. In a world full of noise and distraction, many young people are desperately hungry for depth and calm. An older man who listens with true patience and speaks only when he has something meaningful to say becomes like an oasis in a dry desert. A study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that emotional maturity and stability are some of the strongest predictors of partner satisfaction, regardless of age. When a younger woman meets a man who knows how to weather storms without panic and who can hold her worries without adding his own chaos, she feels an immediate sense of safety and relief. She is not drawn to his age. She is drawn to the peace that radiates from within him. Many younger women today are surrounded by men who are still trying to prove themselves, who live from one conquest to the next, and who measure worth through shallow achievements. When they meet an older man who has already walked that road and moved beyond it, they feel a profound sense of respect. An older man who can share his past without bitterness and speak of failures without shame shows that he is not defined by the past but strengthened by it. A study from the University of Michigan showed that wisdom, especially when paired with humility, significantly increases attractiveness. A younger woman does not see the lines on his face as signs of decline. She sees them as evidence of a life fully lived and lessons fully learned. Then there is humor. A man who can laugh freely, who finds joy in simple moments, and who does not take himself too seriously becomes irresistible. Laughter signals resilience and lightness, two qualities that many young women crave in a partner who can guide them through the turbulence of life. Research from the journal Evolution in Human Behavior reveals that humor is consistently ranked among the most attractive traits, regardless of age. When an older man teases gently or tells a story that brings genuine laughter, he bridges the gap between generations and builds a powerful bond that is felt more than explained. Desire for life is another piece of this quiet magnetism. A man who is still curious, who wants to try new food, explore new places, or learn new skills, carries a spark that shines brightly. Younger women are often drawn to this spark because it shows that the man is alive in the deepest sense of the word. He is not sitting in the corner waiting for life to end. He is savoring every drop of it. A study in psychology and aging confirmed that older adults who express continued curiosity and a love for life are seen as more attractive and more inspiring than those who withdraw. Younger women feel this energy and find it infectious. And then there is support. An older man who offers steady emotional and practical support becomes a foundation in a world that feels shaky. Younger women are often trying to build their lives, chase careers, and navigate identity crises. An older man who stands like a lighthouse, calm and dependable, offers a rare kind of comfort. Research from the journal Personal Relationships confirms that emotional support and stability are more important than physical attractiveness in maintaining strong bonds. When a younger woman feels that she can lean on a man without fear of judgment or abandonment, she feels seen in the truest way. The act of caring for oneself is yet another unspoken language of attraction. An older man who tends to his body and mind, who respects his health and maintains good hygiene, shows that he values life, and by extension, he will value hers. This is not about vanity. It is about a quiet self-respect that radiates outward. A study by the American Psychological Association found that self-care behaviors are strongly linked to higher levels of perceived attractiveness and vitality in older adults. A younger woman does not necessarily want a man with a perfect physique. She wants a man who treats himself kindly and carries himself with quiet dignity. Of course, there will always be critics who reduce these relationships to shallow stereotypes. They say that the younger woman is looking for security or financial stability, but my years of listening to real stories and watching real connections have shown me otherwise. The draw goes deeper than any wallet or status symbol. It is about an older man offering a kind of emotional home that is rare and precious. It is about finding someone who listens deeply, laughs easily, lives fully, supports steadily, and shares honestly. When an older man embodies these qualities, he does not need to try to appear young or chase after youth. Youth, in all its bright curiosity and longing for guidance, will naturally be drawn to him. His age becomes a badge of honor rather than a burden. His experiences become chapters that a younger partner wants to read and learn from. His patience and steadiness become the very ground on which trust and intimacy are built. So if you are an older man who can laugh at life's surprises, listen without interrupting, move with purpose, share your story without bitterness, express curiosity and desire, care for yourself with respect, and support those you love with unwavering presence, then you already hold a deep and quiet power. Younger women and people of all ages will sense it. They will be drawn to you not because you are trying to be someone you are not, but because you have finally settled into who you truly are. Remember this when you catch your reflection in the mirror and wonder if you have become invisible. Remember this when you hesitate to reach out to someone younger who makes your heart quicken. You are not invisible. You are not past your prime. You are, in fact, standing in the fullness of your power. The lines on your face, the silver in your hair, the quiet strength in your voice. All of these are not barriers but bridges. So live boldly and love openly. Your story is far from over. You have more to teach, more to share, and more to feel. Younger women may find themselves deeply drawn to you, not because you are perfect, but because you are real. And in this world full of masks and performances, nothing is more attractive than a man who is fully and unapologetically himself.